The headlines this morning: insecurity. Anambra Police Command vowed to smoke out perpetrators. Omambala Union honors members 7 in Soludo administration. Federal government wins case against state governors over financial autonomy. And a foreign scene this morning: scientists edit genetic makeup of tomatoes to improve vitamin level. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning to you and welcome to the news. I am Ebere Ugodna. Anambra State Government, through the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, has presented the breakdown of 170 billion naira, which is the budget size of the 2022 revised draft budget. Government House correspondent Valentine Mbadua has the details.
Recall that the revised budget has been presented before the members of the State House of Assembly on the 19th of this month. The Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Mrs. Chiamaka Nake, who presented the breakdown during a press briefing, revealed that the recurrent expenditure accounts for 36% of the total budget, while the capital expenditure accounts for the remaining 64%. She went further to explain that about 60% of the capital expenditure is targeted at delivering infrastructure that the average citizens can feel, see, use or touch, and which will have the highest developmental impact. Mrs. Nnake also gave the breakdown of the budget allocations across the priorities of the state, which includes work, transport, security, community choose your projects, youth development, water and power, education, health, agriculture, ICT, reforming and digitizing revenue collection in the state, airport work in progress, among others. She also explained that the budget will be funded by 24% internally generated revenue, 36% federal allocation, and 40% loan. 108 billion naira was allocated to capital expenditure, while 61.4 billion naira was allocated to recurrent expenditure for the year ending 2022. The State Commissioner for Information, Mr. Paul Nwosu, and the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, Mrs. Stephanie Kerry Ozo, were present during the press briefing.
We have a actual loan of about 27 billion, which will be sourced from the market. So while there is existing loans, so that is why you saw, I think I emphasized, that every loan will be targeted at capital expenditure, just to ensure that there is envisaged return on investment and not on recurrent for spend and then it goes. So everything is carefully mapped out, just so that every investment is being comes back to the state as part of investment and potential return will be seen. So that's how we mapped it out.
From the Government House, Valentine Mbada reporting, Phobius News.
The Anambra State Police Commissioner Echeng has reinstated the resolve of the command to arrest and prosecute those behind the abduction and murder of member of Anambra State House of Assembly, Honorable Okechukwu Okoye, and his aide, Cyril Chibuka Paul Ezoke, has the details.
For those of you who go out to hear, to see, from this night, you're going to hear something about that senatorial district, because we can no longer sit. We are taking this fight to them, and we believe we are going to win the fight.
The lawmaker and his aide were abducted on May 15 at Oreli in Agwata Council area and later murdered in cold blood. Addressing journalists at police headquarters Amobia, Mr. Echeng said the command will work with other sister agencies to ensure that the masterminds and their foot soldiers responsible for the heinous crime against the society are speedily brought to justice. While condemning the barbaric act, he lamented that the police, other security agencies and defenseless civilians have been on the receiving end of similar attacks in the past by enemies of the society. CP Echeng commended the stand of Governor Chukwuma Soludo and the State House of Assembly on improving security and enhancing safety of the people, assuring that no stone will be left unturned in eradicating crime and criminality in Anambra to make the state safe for growth and development, and disclosed that already the police had invaded and destroyed some of their camps and shrines in various parts of the state. The police commissioner called on leaders of thought and other stakeholders to join hands in putting end to targeted killings, as the police have initiated proactive measures to make the state very uncomfortable for hoodlums and criminal elements, and will do everything allowed by law to bring them to justice.
I wouldn't say there is any political undertone, but I want to say that before the election, the gubernatorial election, we had a similar situation. And after the election, we experienced a more stable security situation in the state. Right now, we are into politics again, the primaries, and there is a spike. But for me to say whether there's political undertone, that I don't know. But we are exploring every angle. And whatever will give us the stability that we need, we are going to do so. We don't care whether it has a political undertone or whatever it is. We are looking at the issue of crime being committed. And we are all out, or we will be all out, to make sure that we nip on bud and also attack it from wherever it is coming from.
The Omambala Union has honored her distinguished sons and daughters who were appointed to serve as members of Anambra State Executive Council under the leadership of Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Omambala Union is made up of Anambra East and West, Ayamelum, Oyi, Awka North and Dunukofia local government areas. Correspondent Joseph Ebocha reports that among prominent personalities present at the event held at Umweri Recreation Club Center, Umweri, Anambra East local government area, were the traditional ruler of Umweri, Igwe Saben Emeka, traditional ruler of Okwala, Igwe J.C. Azedo, traditional ruler of Owele, Igwe Raymond Onoja, and a stakeholder, Dr. Chike Obidibo. His report.
Declaring the event open, the caretaker committee chairman of Omambala Union, Chief Chris Okonkwo, said the gathering marked the birth of the union and noted that with the appointment of sons and daughters of Omambala Union, Governor Soludo has shown love to their members, pledging their support for the success of his administration. He called on the honorees, including the Anambra State Commissioner for Petroleum and Mineral Resources, Barrister Tony Ifeanya, Commissioner for Power and Water Resources, Engineer Julius Chukwuemeka, Commissioner for Transport, Barrister Pat Igwebi, Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Collins Nwabunwanne, and the Head of Service, Barrister Okwi Igwegbe, to remain good ambassadors of the Union by helping to deliver good governance to Ndi Anambra.
I can receive support of Omambala Union. Rules of the receive Naka. On your Michael, the other Omambala Union, no you give and you look after if I go and speech time. I am the go if I suppose the evening. And never more. All about you, kind.
In their separate remarks, the traditional ruler of Umweri, Igwe Emeka, and the stakeholder of Omambala Union, Dr. Obidibo, who called for support to the caretaker committee of the union, as well as more measures to bring more people on board, recalled that the union necessitated the emergence of a governor from the area and called for tenacity of purpose as well as handshake across borders to achieve their political and other set goals. Speaking on behalf of the honorees, Commissioners Ifeanya and Chukwuemeka noted with appreciation that out of 1,200 people that applied, they were among the 21 chosen to serve in various capacities in the Soludo administration. They promised to remain good ambassadors of the union by making meaningful contributions to the success of the Soludo administration.
Confidence fanwelu na ebe no I am betri I am mechufiru na government Anambra State am metara fifele I ga agba mbọ ka ime ife ga na the fana no ife anyị na na CS na ụmụ nnefa na eme ife a governor bụ onye kpọnitere anyị nọdụ na CS na ndị a na-eme ọfụma na agenda ya afọ o ji fọ ndị Anambra ka anyị na-akwachi mkpu ya na ebe ochie gasịla anyị dị iche iche.
Presentation of plaques to the honorees formed the high point of the event. From Umueri in Anambra East Local Government Area, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
The over 95 million naira disbursed to 10 communities by Anambra State Community and Social Development Agency on the Social Basic Delivery Anambra State COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus and Cares over the weekend will no doubt increase the number of infrastructure in those communities. The communities are Atani, Mutu, Enugu, Aguleri and Omasi. Others are Amokbala, Awa, Nzam, Ibariam, Abacha and Isulo Gadema Vulnerable Group, Isulo. We have the report.
Disbursing the funds proper, the General Manager and Chief Executive Officer of Anambra State Community and Social Development Agency, Mr. Chudumojeku, described it as a form of grant for the implementation of their respective community development plans and group development plans under the Community and Vulnerable Groups Basic Service Delivery of the World Bank Assisted ANCARES program. Mr. Mojeku, who said that ANCARES aims to expand access to livelihood support, food security services, and grants for poor and vulnerable households and firms, said it complements Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration's vision of Greater Anambra. While identifying the 10 communities as the first batch, Mr. Mojeku encouraged them to implement their approved plans with due regards for effectiveness, efficiency, and safety, assuring that if they are able to accomplish and bring more proposals, they will treat them on merit.
The program development objective of NCARES is to expand access to livelihood support and food security services and grants for poor and vulnerable households and firms. And I'm telling you that it's a matter of time. Very soon, I believe that with all the measures being taken by the government, Anambra will reclaim its land.
Speaking on behalf of other communities, the President General of Isulo Community, Honorable Sam Ogwabaka, who thanked Governor Soludo for the initiative, promised that as facilitators and supervisors, they will not disappoint government and their communities in reaching out to the poor and vulnerable among them for the sustainability of the program.
As benefiting communities, we are grateful to governments. Despite paucity of funds and challenges, we are the first set of communities benefiting from this kind of gesture. I'm most grateful. I must have to commend the agency, Anambra State Community and Social Development Agency, for their diligence and hard work.
For Honorable Martins Wambo, who received a check for over 6.1 million naira on behalf of his community in Nzam, Anambra West Council area, for the sinking of a borehole, its reticulation and renovation of nurses' quarters, said they arrived at the micro projects through a town hall meeting.
I thank government for choosing Nzam and the rest community, and I pray that the remaining one will get it.
Anambra State Community and Social Development Agency, under Anambra COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program, has commenced the disbursement of funds to communities to cushion the effect of COVID-19 on them. In Oka, Ebele Eze, ABS News.
Anambra State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chuma-Ode, has advised Nigerian public university students who are observing the strike action and backed upon by the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU to use the period to learn dependable skills. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibata tells us more.
The Education Commissioner gave the advice while interacting with journalists at Nwafo Orizu College of Education, Nsugbe. The Commissioner emphasized that being on strike does not call for them to loiter around the society, thereby engaging in antisocial activities such as joining gangs and promoting youth restiveness. Professor Chuma-Ode urged them to engage in learning one skill or the other, which will be part of them whenever they get back to school.
That you are on strike does not mean that you should loiter around, malinga around and join bad gangs. If you are on strike, find other things to do. Engage yourself in one skill learning or the other. There are so many skills you can learn. And by the time you get back to school, that skill will be a part of you.
Emmanuel Chibata, ABS News.
The Southeast Zonal Coordinator, Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, Mr. Anthony Nwafo, has unveiled that the agency is mandated to protect and promote the interest of consumers in a competitive environment. Speaking in Awka, Mr. Nwafo noted that FCCPC was established under the FCCP Act of 2018 with the mandate to promote and protect the consumer's interest. He further mentioned other mandates of the Commission, which includes to promote choices, ensure fairness towards protecting the interest of the consumers, among others. All citing other functions of the Commission to include organizing or undertaking campaigns and other forms of activities capable of promoting increased private and public consumer awareness. Mr. Nwafo stated that they seek to synergize with NOGAY for a joint grassroots sensitization campaign, especially those at the hinterland through the union's platform. Also speaking, the Anambra State President of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, NOGAY, Comrade Chikwalu Adigwe, assured the willingness of his office and union to collaborate with FCCPC team in any way possible through the local government workers. The presentation of some educational materials from FCCPC to Comrade Adigwe by Mr. Nwafo formed the high points of the event. The federal government and the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit have won the case against the state governors over the financial autonomy from the local government joint account. Justice Iyang Ekwo of the Federal High Court delivered the ruling on Monday in favor of the federal government. The NFRU, heard in June 2019, issued guidelines aimed at curbing crime vulnerabilities created by cash withdrawals from local government accounts by various state governments. The Nigerian Governors Forum sued the federal government and NFRU for interfering with state government powers to initiate transactions on local government joint accounts, citing provisions of the 1999 Constitution. The NFRU issued a guideline on Monday, laundering risk and vulnerabilities, advising all banks not to honor transactions from joint accounts. It directed that a state local government's joint account should be used only for receiving funds and subsequently transferring them to local government accounts only. The guidelines also reduced cash withdrawal from local government accounts of 500,000 naira daily. Scientists have found a way to edit the genetic makeup of tomatoes to become a robust source of vitamin D. A research team at the Johns Innes Center in Norwich, UK, has been working on the newly designed tomatoes to help people receive appropriate amounts of the vital vitamin. Vitamin D regulates nutrients like calcium that are imperative to keeping bones, teeth, and muscles healthy. Although it is created in our bodies after exposure to sunlight, its major source in food, largely in dairy and meat. The researchers said low vitamin D levels associated with a plethora of conditions from cancer to cardiovascular disease affect roughly 1 billion people globally. And on sports news, the race for Nigeria international Victor Osimhen has taken another dimension after Italian champions AC Milan joined in a battle to sign the striker. Osimhen has been linked with Manchester United and Newcastle United in the past few weeks, and recent reports suggest that Arsenal have also tabled a significant bid for the 23-year-old. Osimhen missed a chunk of last season through injuries and other health-related issues, but managed to score 14 goals with 6 assists in what was his second season with the Italian outfit. The Nigerian's performance has now caught the eye of Milan's director Pablo Maldini, who was targeting the striker as a possible replacement for the aging Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And that's it on the news this morning. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at youtube.com/ABS Television. Okay. And follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Well, just before we go this morning, a quick look at our major stories. Insecurity. Anambra Police Command has vowed to smoke out perpetrators. Omambala Union has honored members 7 in Soludo administration. Federal government has won the case against state governors over financial autonomy. On the foreign scene, we brought to you that scientists have edited genetic makeup of tomatoes to improve vitamin level. Well, here is a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for joining the bulletin. I am Ebere Ugonna. Good morning. Anambra continues shortly. Please stay with us.